Welcome to New Realities. My name is Alan Steinfeld. And doing this program, I've met many people who are bringing a new vision to the planet, and tonight's guest is one of them, Sandy Guarnotta, and she really has a big message for us, as well as working on the personal level. She's opening up and expanding to give the planet a message. Thank you, Sandy, for being here today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
What I like about your work is that you really work on many levels. You work with the personal, you're working with the collective, and now you're going planetary, you know? So let's start there. I know you're a psychic medium channel, and you're getting messages, like now probably, right?
Yes.
You're getting messages now.
Yes.
Okay, let's just jump right in.
Okay.
What's coming through you, and where is it coming from? What are they saying?
Well, right now what I'm hearing is that predominantly what I should be talking about is the evolution of the planet.
Good.
And I'm currently receiving from the Interplanetary Galactic Council.
Good.
And that exists of 5 planets: Chiron, Capon, Orion, Palladius, and Earth. Earth is the 5th. Earth is a planet of the lowest vibration. It is.
I knew that.
I think many of us are starting to learn that based on what's happening.
But we're changing that.
That is true, and that is why this Galactic Council is with us. Their essence, they've been among us for a very long time, in time frame as we know it, which is linear. That exists only in our reality.
In our limited consciousness.
In our limited consciousness,
Right.
yes. And they're not here to save the planet.
Wait, who they? It's council.
All of these, yes, those
Right.
from all of the planets, yes.
They're not here to save the
They're
planet.
not here to save the planet.
They're here for what?
They're here to bring us to a point of higher evolution, to bring us into awareness for an awakening.
To save ourselves.
Correct.
That's the
Yes.
difference between,
Yes.
giving someone a fish and teaching
Yes.
them to fish.
Because that's right, that's actually really well put.
Yeah.
In their ability to enlighten us and bring through much more light through our chakras, then what happens is there's much more light coming through the chakras of the planet itself. And it gives us an opportunity to self-examine in awareness, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and in that awareness, and each soul who is connected etherically.
But why now? Why is this message, or why is this change happening?
Why now? My understanding is that the planet has been evolving for quite some time, and the lowest vibration and those that are lower have been, through manifestation of thought and emotion, have been enhanced. And it is now time where there's a duality of low vibration and high vibration coming in.
Right.
And we are being presented with the opportunity at a much higher level, telepathically and sentiently through a connection of heart chakra, to communicate and to raise vibration. Angel grids have been placed for us above certain areas on the planet to bring through this light.
Angel grid. So what do we have to do, though? What does the individual have to do to raise that frequency?
First step is awareness.
Awareness that new light, that higher light's coming to us.
Awareness that perhaps I, as an individual, can be doing much more on an emotional level and on a spiritual level.
Emotional level meaning more compassion for ourselves and others.
The true essence of love, as we do not know it on this planet yet. That which is the love of the Creator and the highest vibration.
This is really the time. This is really...
This is the time.
This next few years?
This is the time. The veil has been lifted. The connection that we are able to have now, there is no longer a veil.
I get chills when you say that.
We can connect instantly. And this is a time where many people can understand their innate psychic ability to be able to connect instantly.
So we really are moving into a new reality.
A new reality, yes. Absolutely.
We really are.
Reality, yes. Yes.
No, but it's... I mean, I suspected something, but hearing you talk, I really get the confirmation that it wasn't just my imagination.
It is not your imagination. This is a time where we will understand that nutrition will come to us in a different way.
Nutrition?
We will no longer use soil for nutrition.
What will we use?
Plants will grow from the air.
Oh.
Animals will roam freely on the planet. They are of a higher vibration than we are, and their essence will be leading us in vibration.
Well, can't we actually live off of the chakras or the endocrine glands once they're in alignment, you know,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
create our
Yes.
hormonal flow that feeds the body? And you see that happening.
Yes, what I'm finding that's happening a lot, and particularly in the work that I'm doing with individuals, that there's this great ability that's being delivered through us and for us to really look within the chakras where the manifestations are disease of emotional disease, and the ability to alter and realign cellular structure on a micro level, a biological level. And through a meditation, through that awareness, through the channeling of what's called the MAP team.
The MAP team.
Medical Assistance Program.
Oh, right.
There are part of the other, part of the other realm, that all of us are being given this ability to heal ourselves.
Well, this is a big part of your work now, is the realignment of the DNA.
Yes.
How are you doing that? How can you share that with us?
By the grace of the other side.
But can you share it with us
absolutely,
now?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. What happened, you talked about levels, different levels, and what happened when I started to come in into this gift many years ago, about 9 years ago, 10 years ago, it started with just a level of psychic ability, just a level of higher awareness, higher consciousness.
You weren't a psychic at that point, you would just look at someone and know
just an intuitive feeling, like the gut feeling we talk about, intuition.
That was the first, and before,
that was first level.
Before that, you weren't into this at all?
Well, I think I would say that I was. As a child, I had many experiences where I would see spirit, and they would communicate with me mostly auditorily and sentiently, and as a child who was frightened, and then when sharing that with parents, you know, receiving a lot of guilt, being told that's not accurate, I've kind of shut it down.
Right, and then 10 years ago you started to open it up.
This is correct, yes.
Okay, and then so the first level was psychic awareness, intuitive awareness.
Intuitive awareness, psychic awareness.
And then? And
then through what I've started to find happening was through continued meditations, but taking the meditations to a different level, a deeper level of altered conscious state, where I would actually find myself leaving and traveling into simultaneous realities of myself.
Wow.
What would happen at that point, then it started to become more of a mediumship, where
like you get out of the way and you kind of...
I would get out of the way, that's exactly what it was.
Things would start to speak through you.
To me, through me, and it began with just the level of souls that had crossed, and then that raised to a higher level, where there were archangels, and there was the, you know.
Did that freak you out, or
absolutely?
It did.
Absolutely. I was being woken up all night long.
Like, who are these people? What do they?
My room was full.
Wow.
I was flooded.
But you had the
it was
ability
really
to
frightening.
know that. So other people, I'm sure there are people in insane asylums who've had those things happen, but they didn't have the.
I'm sure.
The ego grounding that you had. Because you're actually you're a psychologist.
Yes, I am. That's my training, yes.
So, but you have a good sense of who you are as a person, and I also find you're very open and in a way innocent. It's like you have a purity of your heart that brings through the clarity. That's what I find.
I think one of the reasons why this has actually grown for me and so quickly and so deeply is because for me it just feels like it's what I'm here to do. And truly, it's a devotion to assist all that need the assistance.
Wow.
And it's humble, and there's no ego, and I just say, you know, I begin every day and I end every day with thanks, and just say, you know, use me as you will.
That's right.
I'm here to serve you.
To serve
I'm here
what?
to serve you. I'm here to serve the planet. I'm here to serve those that are here to assist all of us into evolution.
Wow.
And whoever that may be, anyone, as long as it's in white light and for the highest good.
And it is.
And it is.
Because this is, I feel there's a lot more people wanting that we're tired of the old way. It doesn't work.
Yes.
You know, violence and war and all that, but it has to also change in each person. Whatever.
It has to start on an individual level.
Right.
And I think there's this you know, misconception, and I think, you know, movies and media, you know, have hyped that negative vibration by leading us to believe that the world is going to be destroyed.
No, I don't believe that at all.
I do not. I know it won't. I know it won't.
Because what will be, let's say, destroyed is the old way. Because there's this new way happening.
What will be, yes, what will be destroyed is a lower vibration.
Not even destroyed, just left behind.
Left behind. Those who are not here to understand, and those who have not contracted to raise their vibration may choose to leave.
So there's a couple of questions. First, like, okay, so it developed into mediumship, your work,
Yes,
and then
yes.
where did it go from mediumship?
Initially, it was just souls that crossed that started to speak, and then it was almost as if a hierarchy began to come, archangels, and then all the way up through Elohim,
Right.
which to me is explained as the highest level, as they explain it to me. After that process,
Yes.
it was almost as if they said to me, okay, you've graduated, we're going to give you something new. I began to be able, in my individual readings, people were coming to me, and now it was not just me delivering messages, now it's me looking at your body and seeing, oh, there's a mass there, oh, there's a pain there. And what they then began to do was give me what I call a prescription, because they did not title it, and I would literally, it was anything from herbal to medical to specific type of meditation and cleansing, and everybody would leave with a prescription for the purpose of raising their vibration and altering the cellular structure.
And healing whatever dis-ease was in
yes,
the body. So you're not
whatever
just a
disease.
medical intuitive, because a lot of people can see what's going, but you know how, and you, like Edgar Casey would do that.
What they started to allow me to do then, simply through channeling them, was to be a conduit for me to look at the area within an hour session or an hour and a half and visualize the structure changing, bringing in through the crown chakra a triplex, which was a helix of white, gold, and silver.
Wow.
And through the channeling of the chakras, and then into the individual cells, specifically wherever the area was, where the pain was, or where the disease was, and almost dissolve it.
And is that happening more effectively because the vibration of the planet is shifting?
Yes.
So all we have to really do, I mean, if people can't see you, is to visualize this triple helix coming through certain areas of our body?
It's not necessary. Healing can be done from distance. Yes, healing can be done. Actually, it really is a gift that everyone has. And this is the high vibration they keep asking us to bring forth. Us meaning those who are here to do the light work.
Right.
To teach everyone that the first step is the awareness, and then there is the awakening of all of these different levels of gift. And they are individual, and they can be for the individual. We don't need to have someone present before us to lay hands on us to be healed.
So we make ourselves available for etheric hands to come and be put on us?
Simply put, it's a matter of asking.
Just ask.
And complete belief and surrender that is a realistic option for all.
And you will be healed. I mean,
I believe so. I believe that we are walking into an essence where traditional medicine will not be the primary way of healing. There are techniques that they have encoded in me, which is what I call it, because it literally comes from the crown, and they change my structure to adapt to receiving these techniques. And they are very similar to those that we knew during the time of Lemuria and Atlantis, that we lost because of the vibration becoming lower and lower and lower over the evolution earlier on this planet.
Will we actually meet these beings at some point?
Yes, you will.
We will.
Well, they're here right now among us,
And
but they're in human form.
they're in human form?
They're in human form.
But do people know that they're in human?
I think those who exist and function in a higher vibration now do know.
They were. So these beings have incarnated, or they've materialized human form?
They materialize human form.
And they're interacting with humans
Yes,
at this point? They
yes.
are? Have you met some?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Where?
Starbucks down the block.
No, I mean, are they available to be met? I mean, and do they reveal themselves, or is it could be like the bum on the street that you don't know is...
At the current time as we know it,
Yeah.
they are not revealing themselves other than human form. And they are not revealing themselves in a way that we would understand that they are not of our essence.
So you could pass them on the street, or
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
how many of them are there amongst us?
I don't, you know, that's an interesting question. I don't have an answer for that. Actually,
But what was your meeting like, and how did you know you met one of these beings?
Well, most of it was purely through reception. And one of the groups that I believe very strongly I am a member of and I channel for is Pleiades, which is, if you listened before, what I was saying was there is a planetary council and there are 5 planets.
Right.
Pleiades is the leader of that council. They are the planet that is most evolved of those planets.
Well, they're a star system, Pleiades. There's probably many planets, then, or is there one major planet?
This is one major planet, yes, one major planet.
And they're the most evolved.
Their planet has gone through all that we are going through now. Particularly what they talk about is very close in the future. Government leadership, as we all know it, will change drastically. The people will speak again when there is a disintegration of what we call economics. And as you see, we're in the process of that.
Yes, we are.
And the people will rise again. The people will speak again. Government will not be the way it is for a much longer time as we see it.
Like in the next 5, 10 years?
That would be accurate. I think that's a good time frame.
And we're being guided by a Pleiadian type of new way of thinking and governing?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the Pleiadians are part of this council that we'll have interaction with. And what are the other planets you said?
Orion,
Chiron,
and Capon.
Capon. Some people said there was trouble with the Orions. I mean, I don't know. You hear stuff, but
I don't know about that. What I do know that the energy of those 4 planets is very different energy, and each one is very different from the other, and it's almost as if each one has a very specific job that they're here to do as part of this council.
And Earth is part of the council, but we have yet to know that.
I know it.
I mean, you know it.
I think you know it.
I know something, but so Earth is the 5th in the council?
Yes, that's right. Earth is the 5th.
And so the time we're moving into is what you're saying is we'll be actually consciously acknowledged as part of this 5-star system council.
Yes.
And
I think what's going to happen is like what you asked before, that those that are here from those planets will start to present themselves in a form where they're becoming into awareness, and it may be a form that they normally appear in and not as our human form. It almost seems as if what they're saying to me is that they need to do a little shake-up, that to really kind of thwart us into this evolution.
And how are they going to do that shake-up?
I think by appearance. Is
it the UFOs, or is it?
No, they will actually come. They will actually walk among us in appearance.
Like as
their natural appearance.
And their natural appearance would be just to prepare us? What will they look like?
They all look very different. Each one of those planets looks very different.
What are we supposed to do with all these, beings?
Welcome them.
But
welcome them.
And then what? I mean, okay, so people will freak out and change and shift, and then...
I believe that when their presence occurs and they allow themselves to be noticed in their form, that will be the initiation of much teaching that will occur. But it's not going to be teaching like you and I speaking to each other. It's going to be teaching where it literally is going to be encoded.
Like a download?
Yes, a download, yes, absolutely.
What about all those people sitting at home watching football, drinking beer? No, I mean, there's people who aren't aware of this.
There's many that aren't aware.
Yeah, most people, and will they just not, will those people get it? Will those people are going to freak out? And I mean, or will they exist on a whole nother realm that won't even participate in this interaction?
The way I understand it is that there will be this massive opportunity, obviously for a raise in vibration.
Yes.
And as the light pours in, even the lowest of element will have an upsurge of vibration. Mm-hmm. So anyone who right now is at the point where they're not in awareness, this presence coming forth will create the awakening for all.
Mm. What about those people holding on to their religions? And I mean, tell us about how will that look, and what will
I think that's going to be difficult for many who, their answers or the way they view things through their perception is purely religion.
Right.
And I think that's why the presence is going to put itself forth with a visual distraction, because that's kind of hard to deny.
Although I think people like Jesus and maybe Buddha were very much aware of these other levels.
Absolutely. Ascended masters, absolutely.
Yeah, but the religions that have been formed after these people have really isolated themselves.
Man-made interpretation.
So when these beings, and you're saying they are coming soon, this is an opening initiation to a higher level of awareness that will shift the frequency of the planet and start to bring in peace.
Yes,
It'll be a time of peace.
Because the vibration I speak of is one that we're not even in awareness of now. It's the highest vibration that I've ever felt a frequency for. In fact, sometimes it's difficult in receiving because our physical body is not adept to receive such a light vibration. So there's a lot of, when it comes through, for those of us who are communicating it and, really conduits for it, there's a lot of physical exhaustion afterwards because it really shifts the body in so many ways.
Oh, I'm feeling a shift myself lately. Are you seeing that? I feel like...
what I'm feeling is that the sacrum is being worked on, and there's a change in that structure so that lighter vibration can come through.
Wow.
Because it begins at the sacrum, where the root chakra is.
I'm also feeling congestion up in the head area.
A lot of people have told me, that I work with, that I do meditations with, that they end up getting a lot of, afterwards, for a few days, it's, temporary, what seems to be a lot of headache, a lot of, particularly in the frontal lobe.
Yeah.
And, my understanding, again, is that the frontal lobe is really the seat of where this downloading, or, encoding, as I'm calling it, occurs.
Wow.
There's a chakra that, here we believe there are only 7 or 8, and there are so many more than that, but there's a chakra that most people are not aware of that is located at the base of the occipital lobe.
And the back?
Yes.
Where the neck and the back meet.
Yes, yes. And that chakra in itself is where a lot of the encoding comes in from the crown, and in that particular chakra, then it's like flooded through the rest of the body.
It's actually where the head and the neck meet, right?
Yes,
right back there.
At the base of where the skull comes down. Yeah.
And there's an inflooding of energies into there at this time. This is amazing information you're giving us.
Thank you.
It's a gift.
Thank you.
And how will they get here? Will they just materialize, or will there be UFOs involved?
They're already here.
They are already here.
UFOs are real. And,
I know, but
and that has been their transport for some of the planets, not all of them.
Right, because some of them can just transport their essence.
It's time. Time travel is a reality.
Time travel
always has been. And because what was discussed in time travel is the ability that we have to enter back and forth several of our existences at once.
Us, even human beings, can do that.
Yes, we only function here in time as a linear frame.
So how can we actually do that? How can we go? We're doing it all the time, probably, in our dreams.
We are in our dreams. Yes, you time travel in your dreams. That's why many people in their dreams have these, what they think are bizarre existences of their self, and that's exactly what they're going through.
And that's why some people have deja vus, because it's like, or they travel to the future.
And that feeling too, when you wake up and you felt like you just kind of like thud and you hit the bed, and that's you coming back into body so that you can wake.
So there's so many things then happening is what you're describing. We have this multidimensional aspect of ourselves. We have these beings coming. We have the earth shifting its frequency. And so the fabric of reality will be totally different than what we have imagined it to be at all.
And it's already begun, the changes in the earth, because if you remember, I'm saying that the core is actually cleansing outward. The chakras are cleansing outward, so which is why we have such, topographical change with the waters. Much land will be covered by water. They're actually, where there are portals or vortexes, they're creating sinkholes. And a lot of the water is rising because of that.
I would like to get you together with some other teachers that are working in similar ways. This guy, Robert Young, have you heard? And then I've been talking to this woman, Shelley Yates. I've mentioned these people to you. And I think they're all bringing in certain levels of this communication. Are you interested in...
Of course, absolutely.
And what we all can do together?
Absolutely. I think this is, I don't think this is anything that any one of us can do individually. I think we're working here in collective consciousness.
Right.
Absolutely.
So aren't you excited by this?
Of course. Of course.
Because
there's great change to come, and we are on the brink of not only of a new age, a new reality.
Right.
This is a rebirthing of this planet.
It's going to look so much different then.
It will look different. Our energy will be different. Our communication, there will no longer be spoken word and written word.
It'll be telepathic.
Absolutely.
Really? Yeah. But this will take a couple of hundred years.
It will shorter than that. The time frame is shorter than that.
Well, we have the equipment for that.
We're innate. We're born with it. It's innate.
I know. We just haven't used it. It's like a computer application we forgot to turn on.
And the way many people ask me all the time in private readings and when I do meditations, well, how do we do that? And I tell them it's actually very simple.
Right.
You need to raise your level of consciousness by going within. And meditation is the key for that.
Wow.
The more it's practiced, because it is a skill, the more it's practiced, the higher the vibration will come, the higher the level of awareness will come, the higher the consciousness will come.
I've been having some very deep meditations myself where I really feel regenerated after them. But then I also go over the edge and go to sleep sometimes in those deep meditations. I mean, is there a way to stay a way?
I think that if someone falls asleep during a meditation, it's just a way for more healing to come through, and actually healing's being done in the sleep essence of the meditation.
Right.
Because as you're saying, when you meditate, there's that feeling of refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, refreshness. So what's really happening is, as I explained before, that we're being taught to heal ourselves. In a higher state of awareness and consciousness, what happens is that healing is going on.
I feel that.
The healing is going on.
And, you know, it's been very exciting, this hearing what you're getting, because this is new. I mean, I've been around, talked to a lot of people, but I feel you're bringing through a special, something different. Like you're just appearing publicly now with your unique, like before it may have been too soon, but now we're ready to hear it, and now the message is coming through in a stronger way through you. Can you leave us with something? Can you talk to the audience and just see what your council has to say to us as earth beings?
Sure. Now is the time of higher evolution. Now is the time of awareness. Now is the time that we will lead you into planetary change. Simply for the asking, it is our guidance. Simply for the request, we will offer all that you need for higher vibration.
Right. What do you feel when they come through you?
Such incredible peace. Such peace.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I feel your openness. Thanks for being a messenger.
It was truly my pleasure and my soul's purpose, and I'm aware of that.
Wow.